Hello, it's that time again. We're carrying on with Season 7 of the League of Extraordinary Investigators, which, for those of you, of the many thousands of you that are watching, it's a solo campaign through Arkham Horror, the card game, but with scoring attached to it and the league table. At the end of the first scenario, I find myself in the utterly unheard of position of being at the top of the table. I say top of the table with about 8 other people. There was very close scores in scenario 1, and I'm sure I can rectify it and get myself back to my normal position of the bottom within the next scenario or two. So let's here we are. Everything's laid out. There's my chaos bag for my scorer just to confirm that I've got it right. I hope I've got it right. You can do a quick freeze frame and check that. I have upgraded my deck. I had 11 XP to spend thanks to the bonus 1 from the way we won in the league. 10 XP I earned and 11 was the average, so I get an extra 1 to make it up to 11. I put in, I can't remember already, and I only just did it half an hour ago. I put in a stargazing, and I put in a seal of the 7th sign, and I got a charisma as well, so I can actually get a couple of allies out at the same time. So let's do a brief summation of the blurb. So we skip the interlude because we're not doing the joined up campaign. If I remember right. Yeah. So we skip the interludes. As part of the setup, we stay the night at Einor's place. The rest is anything but peaceful. You reflect on the Black Cat's warning about the danger in the waking world, and you wonder about the others that have followed Virgil Grey. Perhaps if you can find this castle, return with proof of the Dreamlands, you can save everyone, yourself, your friends, and the other dreamers as well. We skip to intro 3 because we don't have the Black Cat at our side. No, we don't even do intro 3. I'm reading the wrong one. That's the wrong one. Let's do the right scenario. Okay, I knew there was something about the Black Cat, but it didn't feel familiar. Yeah, so to stop the merging between the land of the dreams and the waking world, you decide you'll force your way into the Dreamlands as your new companion, Randy, calls the dimension in your physical body instead of travelling there in your sleep. While there are many dangers to this method of travel, I think it is better than the alternative, Randy claims. If we venture there in our sleep, we may become trapped like your companions, unable to wake. You agree? You can do a little good trapped on the other side, especially if you aim to help your dreaming companions. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cold. So if the Black Cat's at your side, they're not. So we skip to intro 3. You go through the usual motions. When was the last time you saw it? When was the last time you used it? It's talking about this key to the Gate of Dreams. Randy sighs and shakes his head. You don't understand. It's not a physical key. It never was. The key was the sense of wonder, fantasy, and creativity that sparked my imagination when I was young. These are things we do not value in maturity. It's only natural. The key to these kinds of dreams should be lost with age. And we go to intro 4. Sorry, I can't be bothered. As Randolph frantically tries to hail a taxicab, you realise where he means to go. The house without a name, where the indescribable creature that haunts his memory still resides. So the setup's all done. I've laid the rooms out. We've got 2 random doorways just to make sure that it is randomised. Let's shuffle them up on stream. Same for the upstairs doorways. I've tried to position it to avoid the glare, but as it's like a ring light around the camera, it's a bit difficult. So yeah, that's the randomisation done. I've put that there just as a reminder to me that I can't go up into the upstairs hallway yet. Agenda 1, the house with no name. The house that Randy calls the unnameable is not much to look at. The rundown 17th century building has been abandoned for decades and has fallen into disrepair. Its door is scratched and pitted, and most of the window panes are shattered, and rats crawl about the foundations. So we've got a 5 doom threshold there. 5 turns before the agenda advances. At 1A, searching the unnameable. You're still not sure exactly what you're meant to find inside the old house, but Randy insists that you need to locate the key. It seems you have no choice but to search the house and see what you can turn up. Objective, explore the house to find a way into the Dreamlands. Find and complete an objective on another scenario card to advance. Well, the objective is to find our way into the attic with the key, which will then reveal the tomb, which we can then get to, and then that's what triggers the act progressing. There's the unnameable is going to spawn from the reverse of that. If I remember right, he's aloof, but he is hunter, I think. So he's going to chase me around but not interfere. But there are treachery cards that will make him attack us. I'm playing Gloria. A lovely old lady there sat with her typewriter. She has the ability to manipulate the encounter deck, which is why my first scenario seemed to go through quite smoothly. So I'm going to do my mulligan, draw my opening hand. Ideally I would like Alyssa Graham, because it helps with Gloria's ability to manipulate the encounter deck. I would like maybe the Scroll of Secrets, because that also manipulates the encounter deck, as long as I know what's coming. I would also like some money to be able to pay for those things, so let's see what we get. For Ward of Protection, Inquiring Mind, Water Protection, shuffle these decks, Read the Signs, and Scroll of Secrets. Okay, so I'll keep Scroll of Secrets, and I think I am going to ditch the rest because I really need Alyssa. So we go 1, 2, 3. There's Randy. 4. There she is. 5. Whew. Thanks, Gotha. Okay, so they go back into my deck. Get that reshuffled. So I've got Alyssa, who lets me manipulate the encounter deck. I've got Deny Existence, which will help me deal with an encounter card that I couldn't prevent. Randolph will boost my mental stats and also give me extra cards when I draw an Elder Thing. Stargazing, I've never played Stargazing, but that will put some positive cards into the encounter deck, again for the times when Gloria can't quite do her stuff. And then Scroll of Secrets also manipulates the decks, so there we go. And I've got my coffee. I'm streaming a little later than I normally do. It's what, only 12 o'clock, midday here in the UK. I usually try and get these done about 10 o'clock, but I had a few jobs to do this morning. But yes, it's midday and this is my first coffee of the day, so that doesn't bode well, does it? Right, so this is my opening hand. I am at the burial ground. 4 shroud, 1 clue. Each ghoul enemy drawn spawns at the burial ground instead of its normal location. So I need to remember that, but I'm hoping that good old Gloria stops them spawning in the first place. What I might do is put one of my little reminder tokens here at the end of the Mythos phase, just to remind me that I should check that the enemies have spawned there rather than wherever. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, get priorities right. 3 and a 1 to put Alyssa Graham into play. and she gives me a +1 on my intellect, so I'm now at 5. So I'm now 5, 5, 2, 1 on my stats. That was my first action. Second action, I can't afford to play Randy yet. Well, for what I'll do, I will exhaust Alyssa, and I will look at the top card of the encounter deck and use Gloria's ability to make it 2 I look at as well. 1, 2. So our next encounter cards, oh, they're both enemies. Right. Okay, so what can I do? I can discard it, put it on top of the encounter deck, or place it face down beneath Gloria. I will discard the Lumbering Gug. That is what I'm doing with the additional card. And also with Alyssa's ability, I could add a Doom to her to put this looked at card on the bottom of the deck. And I'm going to do that because I don't want to deal with enemies. So that was a free player window action there. I will then play Stargazing. Shall I put a positive card in there? I think I will. I'm going to play Stargazing for my second action. Which I can only play if there's more than 10 cards in the encounter deck, which you can see there clearly are. I will search my bonded cards for a copy of the Stars Alright and shuffle it into the top 10 cards of the deck. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these top 10 cards now have got a 1 in 10 chance of being something positive, because as a reminder, the Stars Are Right. Let's put water on it, which I've got sleeves. Choose an investigator, playing solo. That investigator draws a card, gains a resource, and may take an immediate action as if it were their turn, which is nice. So that was my second action. I played Alyssa. I triggered Alyssa's free ability. I played Stargazing. And so for my third action, do I investigate? I'm tempted to not investigate. I'm tempted to just take a resource, knowing that I'll be gaining another one at the end of this turn. Then I can afford to play Randy, which will boost my stats even further. So let's do that. That's my third action, gain a resource. I've already done Alyssa Graham. No enemies in play. Ready cards. Card and a resource. I draw True Understanding, and I gain my third resource. Doom goes on the agenda, and I do realise I've actually now not able to. Is there a player window there in the Mythos phase where I could use Alyssa's ability to look at the top card of the deck? Can't remember. If you bear with me while I do a quick rules check. That's the rules reference, there it is. So obviously I can't do anything until upkeep because that's when she readies. Come on, load please. Okay, in the Mythos phase, no, the player window is after you draw an encounter card, and in the Upkeep phase, the player window is before you ready the card. So no, I don't have a window to use Alyssa before I draw that encounter card, which is a shame because that was the whole point of Alyssa, and I stupidly ruined it by doing the stargazing. I should have done them the other way around, shouldn't I? Right, Gloria's first unknown encounter card. Glimpse of the Underworld. When I would take damage or horror, I take an additional damage or horror. But in the player window action, I can discard it and take a damage and a horror. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, action 1. Let's play Randy. I've got charisma. Some may argue with that. So I have now got Randy, which now puts my both of those stats up. So I'm now at a 6 and a 6. For my second action, I'm going to investigate. I will not commit anything to it, or will I? Let's do this. So this True Understanding is commit only to a skill test on an ability printed on a scenario card. I don't think there are any on the ones that are in play, and I don't think there are any on the random stairs. Oh, there is one there, but it doesn't have any clues on it. So I think I'm safe to commit True Understanding to make it a 7 on a 4. Like I say, I apologise for that glare, but at least we're not up there yet. 7 on a 4, I've drawn a 0. So I get that clue. And I'm going to spend that clue immediately to remember that I've noticed the missing bones. And I will put that red marker on there to remind me I've done that one. So that was my second action. My third action, I will move up to the front porch. 2 shroud, 1 clue. And I will also trigger Alyssa's ability to check the top 2 cards of the encounter deck. So I've got Crypt Chill or Locked Door. Locked Door. I need to spend a clue to reveal the upstairs hallway. There are clues, if I remember right, on the side locations. I don't really want the locked door, and to be honest, I don't really want to have to deal with Crypt Chill. Because I don't want to lose either of those. It's a test of 4 and I'm a 6. If the worst comes to the worst, I could add Deny Existence. Deny Existence doesn't cover discarding cards from play, so I'm probably better off just committing that one. I think I'll discard the locked door and I'll bear the Crypt Chill. I'll put that as 2, that's only 1 so far. Okay, and then for my third action, do I have a third action, or was that my third action? That was my free check of the thing after my second action. So I can't remember now. What did I do this round? I played Randolph. I moved. That's all I've done, isn't it? I'll get that clue. 6 on a 2. Third action, investigate. 6 on a 2, +1. So I got the clue. So in theory I could reveal the upstairs hallway now. I'm going to have to come back here anyway. So yeah, that's my go done anyway. I don't know what I'm even thinking about. Did Alyssa Graham. No enemies in play. Ready cards. Card and a resource. I draw working a hunch. And I gain one resource. I draw. I put a doom on the thingy, so that's 2. And I draw Crypto. Test head of 4. My head is 6. I will commit deny existence to make it 7. 7 on a 4. Oh, balls. Okay, I've got to lose an asset I control. So I'll lose. That is annoying. I'll lose Randolph because I'm relying on Alyssa too much. So that's back down to 5, and that's 5 as well. So I'm back at 5/5. That's very annoying. Right, action 1. Let's start investigating these doorways. So I will move here. For each investigator at the parlour, it gets +1 shroud. So that is a shroud of 3. As a free action, if unnameable has 2 or more damage, I can recover the key. But that's no good because he's not even out yet. Okay, so that was my first action done. My investigation skills have dropped slightly, but that is a 3. Can't afford to play working a hunch. So let's just do a 5 on a 3 check. 0. Did you see that? Yeah. I didn't even put the token out, so I get the clue. Then that was my second action. My third action is move back to the entryway because I can't do that ability there. Okay, Alyssa Graham. I trigger that now. I draw the Stars Are Right and Ravenous Ghoul, so I'll discard the Ravenous Ghoul and put Stars Are Right back. Nice. Okay, no enemies in play. Ready cards, card and a resource. I draw Shriveling and a resource. That goes away because there's no investigators there now. Doom, so we're at 2, 3, so we're now at 4 out of 5, so unnameable is going to turn up in a minute, and we draw, what is it going to be? The Stars Are Right. So we remove the Stars Are Right from the game, so I'm going to put it face down under the other one because you can only use it twice. That's why I still kept both copies of the card here, even though I've only put 1 Stargazing in my deck, because it says you can only do it twice in the game. So if I happen to get Stargazing back, that will remind me not to do it a second time. So I draw a card. Bing! It's a weakness. I gain a resource. And I may take an immediate action as if it were my turn. So my immediate action is I'm going to use the player window to get rid of that, and I will take 1 damage, and Alyssa can, and I take a horror as well, but I get rid of that. So I use that as the player window as part of that action. Make sure that is right. I'm not so hot on my player windows. There's a player window. There's a player window at the beginning of your turn. A player window at the beginning of the phase. A player window at the beginning of the turn. Then you take an action. Then there's a player window. So maybe I can't do that then, because oh no, there is a player window at the end of drawing the Mythos phase card, and that was part of drawing the Mythos phase. So yeah, there's a player window there, so I'm okay to get rid of that. I'm going to take an attack of opportunity by playing Shriveling. So that's 1 physical. And then I am going to shrivel his face off. Let's just use dice. 4 charges. So my action, oh no, sorry, that my action was playing Shriveling. That was my playing an action as though it were my turn. Okay, so now we move into my account investigation phase. So now for my first action, I will shrivel the stubborn detective. So I will be using my head stat, so that is 5 instead of fist, and does +1 damage. So it's a 5 against a 3. I've got nothing I can commit to it, and thanks to Randy going, I don't have any boost. 5 against a 3. Go on. +1. That's the second time that's come out. So that I've used a shrivel, and that does +1 damage, which kills the detective. Okay, so my second action, I'm going to move across to the other downstairs doorway. 2 clues per investigator. And there was me thinking I had no multiple clue locations. I can't afford to play Working a Hunch. Okay, so that was my first action was shrivel, my second action was move, my third action will be investigate. 5 on a 4, not great. 5 on a 4. I'm going to commit Working a Hunch to make it 7 on a 4. 7 on a 4. Oh, balls. Okay, that's my third action done. Oh, and let's do Alicia's ability to check top 2 cards. We have Swarm of Rats or Night Terrors. I'm going to get rid of the rats, I think. And Night Terrors, as a revelation, it will go into my play area. After a failure test, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Draw each weakness revealed, or one's already gone. Remove the others from the game. Okay. Right, so I've done Alyssa Graham, no enemies in play, ready cards, card and a resource, Spectral Razor. Doom on the agenda, so we are now at 5, so all of this doom goes away. And our old pal, the man with no name, comes out. He spawns in the attic or the upstairs hallway, is aloof, but he is hunter. He cannot be evaded. And he gets -1 fight or evade if you found a cracked mirror, studied a desecrated portrait, or noticed the missing bones. So I've done the bones. Okay, and then we take our encounter card, which we already know what it is, Night Terrors, which plows me through my deck looking for weaknesses effectively whenever I fail a test. Okay, so let's investigate again. 5 and a 4 is pretty slim pickings, isn't it? I could commit the Scroll of Secrets to it, but then again that would also be useful to have. If there's enemies there that I can't get rid of, I could pull one off the bottom. Or I commit it to make it 6 on a 4. Let's do that. Let's commit Scroll. Sorry, Scroll. 6 on a 4. Everybody's screaming at me in the chat most probably. 6 on a 4 is a -2. That's a pass. Whew. That's good because the older thing is usually the worst. So I get a clue. And after you successfully investigate, discard a card from your hand to gain an additional clue. And I will use that player window to spend one of those clues to remember that I have studied a desecrated portrait. Right. That's my third. What was that? I was already in there, wasn't I? So that was my first action. Yeah. Second action, we move back here. I will use the player window to reveal the path to the attic. Right, let me just double check what goes on with Mr. Unnameable then. He's got 5 fight and 5 evade, but he's aloof. And I think he loses aloof as the agenda progresses, doesn't he? Yeah, on the final agenda he loses aloof and gains massive. So he's not going to be too much of a hassle at the moment. So sorry, yes, me doing that should have revealed the hallway. And up there we can spend 1 clue per investigator as a group to put the set aside. He's going to follow me anyway, so for my next action I may as well move up there. There's nothing else for me to do down here. So action 2 is move. And we'll use... Do I use the freebie action to put the attic into play? I may as well, haven't I? I can't remember whether I need clues for anything else on the back of those doorways. Let's do it anyway. Pay and spend a clue to put the attic into play. And the attic is also connected to the hallway, isn't it? Yeah. So now I just need a key, which is in one of these 2 rooms, if I remember right. So for my third action, let's move over to the left. I'll do Alyssa Graham's ability. Check the top 2. indescribable apparition or secrets in the attic. If you fail, so that's head of 3. If you fail, take a horror and put secrets into play next to the agenda deck, and the freebie abilities on locations cannot be triggered, but then you discard it at the end of the round. Whereas indescribable apparition, that goes at my threat area, but you lose 1 to each of your skills while the unnameable is at your location. So that makes the unnameable a little bit more of a pain. However, there is a double action there to discard all non-weakness treacheries from your threat area. So I'd be tempted, to be honest, to take the indescribable apparition, use the double action to get rid of it, and lose secrets in the attic. Or is secrets in the attic better, because that will go away at the end of the round without me doing anything? It'll mean I can't do the freebie, so I can't find the cracked mirror if I move there. I've not even moved my character. What's going on? I did move. I moved back here. I've moved the blooming token, haven't I? That's what it is, instead of me. So it's a 5 test. If you fail, take a horror. And if you fail, I would also, the night terrors would also trigger. Freebie action. I think I'm going to take secrets in the attic and discard indescribable apparition. Okay. Right, hunter enemies move. So Mr. Namey comes and sees me. He doesn't attack because he is aloof, unless I'm missing something. So at the start of my turn, if he's ready and at my location, I test head of 2, and if I fail, it attacks me. So let's put myself a reminder there. Turn start. Okay, so he doesn't attack me now because he is aloof, but he will potentially attack me at the start of my turn. Ready cards, card, and a resource. I draw emergency quiche. Okay, now yours. Doom on the agenda. 1 out of 6, and we get the secrets in the attic. So test head of 3. My head is 5. He goes in with a little bit of overconfidence, which will be his own downfall. There you go. I have failed. So first of all, I failed that test, so that goes into play next to the agenda. Secondly, I was thinking it went into play here and I could use the double thing to get rid of it. Never mind. Secondly, this also triggers because I failed a skill test. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Working a hunch, true understanding, inquiring mind. Remove those cards from the game. Seems a little harsh. Okay. So that was the encounter phase. Action 1. So, secrets in the attic is stopping me from doing 3 triggers. So that means I can't find the cracked mirror there. I haven't put the clue out, have I? I didn't investigate that one yet, because I've only just moved there. So for my first action, I am going to... What am I going to do? Let's just do the investigate. So it's 5 on a 3. No. First thing I want to do is take 2 actions to get rid of the night terrors. Because then if I fail the investigate, it's not quite so bad. And now I'm going to investigate. And actually, now I've got rid of the night terrors. Now it's the secret in the attic that stops the freebie ability from being triggered. Okay, ignore me. So I will do my investigate. 5 and a 3. 5 and a 3, and I draw a -1. So I'll get the clue. And that's my third action done. I'll make sure I trigger Alyssa Graham. We have Glimpse of the Underworld and Threads of the Reality. Threads of Reality. So Glimpse of the Underworld goes in my threat area, and when I would take damage or horror, I would take an extra 1. Threads of Reality attach to the non-permanent, non-weakness asset you control with the highest printed cost. And that will... then I treat it as blank. So that means I can't use her ability. So I think I have to lose that one, and I will keep Glimpse of the Underworld again. Okay, Hunter enemies move. No, he stays put with me. Oh, at the start of my turn, I should have taken a hit, or taken a test, sorry. So it was a test 2. Let's put it on him to remind me better. Test 2, if you fail, he attacks you. Test 2, I am a 5. So 5 and a 2. So cultist, reveal another token. Skull is -1 or -3 if you had a graveyard. I'm not, so it's -1, so I passed. So name doesn't attack me. Whew. Okay, so he doesn't attack me as part of the enemy phase. He doesn't move. Upkeep, ready cards, card and a resource. I draw another Shriveling. Again, a resource. So that was the end of the turn, end of the round. So Secrets in the Attic goes away. Doom, we get 2, and we draw our glimpsey thing. Counter card. Okay, action 1. Now that's gone, I will spend the 1 clue to remember I found a cracked mirror, for what it's worth. That's that victory point got as well. I will then move. So what did I do at the start of that turn? Have I just missed another attack? I think I have, haven't I? I should have done a head test of 5 and a 3. 5 and a 3. Skull is -1 again, so that's a pass. So he didn't attack me before I moved. So then I went 1, 2. I did the freebie there, didn't I? I didn't do the I did the investigate on the last turn because it was a double action and an investigate. So I do have 1 action left. So I move. Third action, I either have to could do with a little bit more soak, if I'm honest. As an additional cost to investigate the library, you must either lose an action or take a horror. Investigating the library can spend a clue as a group to put the unmarked tomb into play, but I don't have the key yet. I thought the attic let you discover it as well. Maybe there are 2 ways to put it in play. Can't remember. I need to go to the attic anyway, I think, to trigger the to get the key. So I could get the key there, but I would have to put 2 damage on the unnameable. I have to get to the attic, I think, to get the tomb out, or I could get the tomb out here as well. But the additional cost, I can't lose an action because this is my final action. Or I have to take a horror. If I have to take a horror, Glimpse of the Underworld will hit me. Give me an extra. That would give me 1 damage and a horror plus the horror from that, so a damage and 2 horror. If I discard it, I would have to take the damage and the horror anyway. If I had my second Alicia Graham in hand, I would let her take the soap, but I don't have it yet. So I think for now, all I'm going to do is play Emergency Quiche to get 3 resources. So I've now got 6 resources. Alicia Graham's ability. As part of that final action, Obscuring Fog. Attached to your location, it gets +2 Shroud. So it's a 1. I'm currently investigating at a 5. Or Crypt Chill. I don't want Crypt Chill, I'll risk the fog. Right, Hunter Enemies move. So Namie comes here. Nobody attacks. Ready cards. Card and a resource. Scroll of Secrets. And another resource. Doom. We go to 3 out of 6. And we draw the Obscuring Fog. So that is now a +2 Shroud, so that's a 3 Shroud. Okay, so additional cost to investigate here is to lose an action. Nameable's not with me. So yeah, I'm going to spend 2 actions to investigate. So that's a 5 on a 3. -1. So we get the clue. I will instantly trigger the thing to put the unmarked tomb into play, just in case something goes wrong later and it doesn't come out. So the unmarked tomb, it does sort of sit down here next to the burial ground. So that was 2 actions there, and I can then move. Well, after it's successfully investigated, discard Obscuring Fog. So do I want to move back to the Unable? It's going to move into me anyway, so I'm still going to have to take the test. So let's move as my 3rd action. Make sure we've done Alyssa Graham's Dubries. Grasping Hands. Or Grasping Hands. And for each point you fail by, take a damage. It's an evade test. That's not good. So obviously I'll discard 1. Thank you, Matt. Don't know about that. Okay, so yes, I've done at least that. Hunter Enemies move. He's already with me. He doesn't attack because he's aloof. Ready cards. Ready card and a resource. It's another Alyssa Graham. That gives me some soak. I can start using Alyssa a bit more. Right, card and resource. Doom. 4 out of 6, and then we'll draw that totally mysterious, unexpected encounter card. So I've got a test evade of 3. My evade is a measly 1. For each point I fail by, take a damage. I think Alicia is going away. Oh, and then, oh no, this is going to be very bad, isn't it? So I'm potentially going to fail that test by 3. So I would have to take 4 damage if Glimpse of the Underworld triggers. I've only got capacity to take 3. This could be the end of the game. Oh. can't boost that stat. I'm thinking if I discard Glimpse of the Underworld, I have to take a damage and a horror, so I could put that on Alyssa and she goes. Then I do the Grasping Hands test, and if I fail by 3, I've still got to take 3 damage rather than 4, but 3 damage will still kill me. I think it's just suddenly crushed me, Matt. Oh, and also I've got to do a test. I will have to do a test for Unnameable in a second anyway. Okay, so there's nothing I can do. I don't have any toys to boost the stat. So it is a 1 on a 3 evade test. One on a 3 evade test. Is this game over? Skull is a -1. So that's a 0 on a 3. I have to take 3, I have to take 4 damage. So if I did that first, I would have to take 1 of each, I would only have 2 left. Or I can put it on Alyssa. Balls! Yeah, nothing I can do. It was that earlier turn took, when I wouldn't even be able to use that took these out of my hand, because I can only use that if there's a clue at my location and I'd already got the clue. What would I have been drawing next? St. Hubert's Key, that wouldn't have helped. So yeah, Water Protection would have been handy. Ah well. Points wise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 VP, and I think that is the lowest score this scenario so far. I'm back. Okay. Thank you for watching. I'll go and lick my wounds and submit my score, and see you later, guys. Bye.